That year the world-honored one once again returned from Vaishali and was staying at Jeta's Grove Monastery. One day Anathapindada visited the world-honored one. At that time, the Buddha gave the following instructions: O Anathapindada, unless a person can guard his mind, it becomes impossible for him to guard the actions of his body, mouth, and mind. If he cannot do this, then the actions of his body, mouth, and mind will be polluted by desire. Once the three actions become impure, both the time of that person's death and the time thereafter will not be blissful. When the roof of a castle is not well laid, the ridgepoles, rafters, and walls are exposed to the rain and begin to rot. O Anathapindada, when the mind is guarded, the actions of the body, mouth, and mind are guarded. They are not polluted by desire, and therefore both the time of that person's death and the time thereafter are blissful. It is when the roofing of a castle is well laid that the ridgepoles, rafters, and walls are not exposed and do not rot. On another day, the world-honored one instructed his disciples in the rear garden, My disciples, there are three causes by which people generate their own karma. They are greed, anger, and ignorance. People create their own karma through these three types of actions, and they are reborn where karma directs them. They must reap the harvest of their karmic actions from this existence to the next. Just as the planted seed that receives rain at the right time sprouts forth and grows, so people create their actions through these three causes, and when the karmic forces bear fruit, people must receive the results of their actions. O my disciples, there are three causes of realizing nirvana. They are non-greed, non-anger, and non-ignorance. When people can pursue their practice according to these three causes, they will not be born into delusion in the future and will enter nirvana. Like grass whose roots have been uprooted or like a palm tree whose buds have been nipped, these people will never again suffer birth in the realm of delusion. The Buddha continued his teaching, saying the following: My teachings are superior to other teachings for two reasons. One is that I teach that a person who commits an evil deed must look squarely at the evil being done. The other is that once a person commits an evil deed, I teach that person to dislike and abhor it and to detach himself from it. These are the 2 points that make my teaching superior. The Buddha also said, O my disciples, there are 2 pure things that guard this world. They are inward shame, or repentance, and outward shame, or repentance. If these were to disappear from this world, the distinction between mother and aunt or between the master's wife and a friend's wife would be lost, and there would be total chaos, as seen in the realm of wild sheep, pigs, dogs, and foxes. It is because of these 2 aspects of shame that there is order in this world. O my disciples, ignorance precedes all that which is not pure and is followed by the 2 kinds of shamelessness. On the other hand, wisdom that is clear precedes all that which is pure, and man's repentance and remorse follow it. One evening the world-honored one gathered the monks and said to them, O my disciples, 3 heavenly messengers are sent to this world. I shall teach you about them. Once a certain person committed an evil act and fell into hell. A guard took hold of the person's hand in a violent manner and led him to King Yama and said that this person, while in human existence, was extremely disrespectful toward his parents, showed no respect to the monks, and held his master and elders in contempt. For these evil deeds he was reborn here. Please punish him accordingly. O my disciples, King Yama first asked the man whether he had seen the first heavenly messenger, and the person suffering answered that he had not seen the first heavenly messenger. King Yama then asked him whether he had not seen an old man, bent with age and with a walking stick, wobbling along. The man replied that he had seen such a man many times. Hearing this, King Yama asked, If you saw this old man, why did you not think that you, too, would become old and feeble, and that you ought to do virtuous deeds immediately with body, mouth, and mind? To this the person answered that he was not aware of such things since he was far too lax in his ways. King Yama said, Because of your indolence, you have neglected to do the things that had to be done even after you realized the situation clearly. For this reason you must be responsible for your indolence. These are not things that your parents did, nor your siblings, nor your friends or other people. They are things that you did, and thus you must accept the consequences. Then King Yama asked him, Did you see the second heavenly messenger? To this question, the person answered that he had not. King Yama said, But did you not happen to see a pathetic being who was ill and unable to get up by himself, and who lay in his own excrement? The person answered, Great king, I did see such a scene. The king said, As you gazed on that scene, did you not think to yourself that you, too, would someday become sick, and that while healthy, you must purify your body, mouth, and mind? The person said, Great king, I was too negligent to think in that manner. King Yama then asked him, Now, did you see the third heavenly messenger? To this the person answered that he had not seen the third heavenly messenger. The king then asked, Have you not seen a dead body 2 or 3 days after death, with the whole body swollen and pus oozing out? The man said that he had seen that many times. Then King Yama said, After having seen all this, why is it that you were so negligent? You must now face the results of your negligence. These things are not the result of what your parents, brothers or sisters, or friends or relatives did to you, but they are the result of your own indolence. You must be prepared to face the consequences. Having said this, King Yama sealed his lips. The attendant then led the person out by force and threw him into the burning flames of the inferno. My disciples, there are 3 heavenly messengers who are sent to this world. Those who are awakened by these heavenly messengers and who are in control are the fortunate ones, while those who fail to understand despite the signs given them must remain in sadness for a long time.